Hey everybody, welcome back to Guns and Gadgets. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. You know, one of the most difficult questions I get when I'm either teaching somebody to shoot, whether it's a recruit class or an individual, or even some of the comments that I get here on YouTube with some of the videos I do, is a lot of scenario questions, or what we term the what if question. And they're always the easiest questions to ask and to get a little back and forth. However, they're usually the hardest questions to answer. For instance, what do I mean? In class I used to always get, well, if this person does this, can I pull out my gun? Or what if they do this? Can I use deadly force? Or what if they do this? And, the easy answer is that there is no easy answer. First off, you need to know the law. And we have 50 different states and the District of Columbia, and there are 51 different laws as it pertains to firearms. So you need to first know the laws that apply to you in your location. And then second, you need to know the restrictions, if any exist, on your method of carry, whether it's concealed carry or open carry or constitutional carry or whatever. You still need to know if there are any restrictions and how they affect you. Assuming you know all that, then you can get into the crux of the question. And there is no easy answer still. And it's often, I can see the frustration on the person who asks, whether it's a recruiter or a student. But what I say is this: generally, deadly force is authorized when, and only when, you are in fear of your life, or you're protecting someone else's life who is in grave danger. And the term that are generally used in most of the states is serious bodily injury or death or deadly force. And that term is, while it's kind of specific, it's rather general as well, because there's always going to be a court case afterwards where they're going to decide if you acted correctly. And there's a saying where I'd rather be tried by 12 than carried by 6. And that is true. I'd rather survive the encounter and then worry about it later. But as a police officer for so long, I always wanted to pass the man in the mirror test. If I can't live with myself and know that I did something that was righteous and it was the right thing to do, then I screwed up and I should face the consequences for that. Now, not everybody thinks that way. But with that said, if you can articulate that your life was in danger, you were in fear of your life, then you can respond with deadly force, and in most instances, you'd be all set, be okay. And why do I say most instances? Because it's going to be investigated, and there may or may not be criminal charges. Even if you acted 100% in the right, there can still be criminal charges based on your local PD or the state PD or whoever does the investigation. And it could be, tossed out or vindicated through the legal process, but there's also going to be a civil suit, wrongful death suit, because everybody's after the dollar. And no matter what happens, if it's Johnny Dirtbag who gets shot, well, Johnny Dirtbag was on his way to apply for a job that day, and he was going to turn his life around that morning, and you're the person who stopped him. Regardless if his rap sheet is 27 pages and he's a known deadly felon, dangerous felon, that day was different, and you stopped that. So there's always going to be that factor. So prepare yourself for the after effects of a shooting. But the what if questions, you're going to have to sit there and you have to think, did I do the right thing? Was my life in danger? A lot of people can feel the right thing, but they have a big problem in articulating the right thing. So if you can articulate exactly how you felt and what made you feel that you were in grave danger, then generally you're going to be okay. And there are a lot of cues and terms that you can use. So read up on that. If I just told you that, then you could say, well, Jared from Guns and Gadgets said it was okay to shoot in this situation. And that's not the case. Every state is totally different. Every instance is totally different. And what I may perceive as a threat, you may not perceive as a threat. It goes off of a person's training, their education, their knowledge, their history, and basically how confident they are about defending themselves. You know, whereas I see somebody who might take an aggressive stance and ball their fists, I can see that an imminent threat is there. Some people might not see that because they're not trained to notice that stuff. So it's different for everybody. And it comes down to how you can articulate your facts. So the answer to the what if questions is generally, I don't know. You know, you have to be able to do the right thing. If you can articulate why you believed that your life was in danger, or why you believed that Joe Citizen's life was in danger, and that caused you to react to save your life or theirs, then generally you're okay. And as a little tidbit, know your rights. The right to remain silent is a right to remain silent. So, you know, just don't go blabbing off at the mouth with the first thing that comes, you know, when the investigation starts. Just don't start blabbing off at the mouth, because you're going to want to just say stuff because, you know, you've been through a traumatic event, and it's a good idea to have a lawyer just guide you through that process. But thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. If there are any further questions like this, because I get a lot of questions on this particular subject, and I've been getting them since I started in the field, and I still get them after I've left the field, and I still get them when I go to the range, and I get them here on YouTube as well. And I love the questions because it lets me know that people are actually thinking about their own safety. So with that said, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I hope to see you on the next one. This is Jared from Guns and Gadgets. Have a good day.